Hi, Shannon again. I've noticed a fatal flaw with my rooftop rambles. I just went and made a ramble upstairs to talk about how the plans for my weekend were severely changed because my 13-year-old informed me that she had plans of her own with her friends to go to the other side of the island. Anyway, when I made that ramble, it's so windy now up there that you couldn't hear a word that I was saying. So I've come down here to my living room. Let's see what it looks like at this moment. Oh my God, I think I took a picture of the terrible day bed that's all messy and not made up. But anyway, sometimes I might have to be here in my living room because it might just be way too windy up there to talk. But I should show you, I have a wraparound deck and I have a hammock out there. So we could probably still see really cool views um, outside, like not from my rooftop, but just outside. As an option. Can you see? Like I'm always upstairs in my room. Like I couldn't even open the door very well. So this is the hammock. Possibilities to lay in here. This is a little bistro table that I have that I could sit at. Let's look at this. So sitting here is an option, and we could probably still hear. And laying in this hammock is an option. But then it sounds like the neighbors are out, so maybe I won't do that right now. Oh, and then there's also like the front. As a place to sit and talk. Anyway, all I was saying is I was telling you guys a bit about my frequent struggle, my frequent struggle with finding options for things to do on the weekend or at any time, because I absolutely fell in love with this place when I was a little girl. I grew up on the much more populated and much more city-like Oahu. That's where Honolulu is, that's where Waikiki is, and there's tons of things to do at all times. I did a DNA test, and seriously, like every kind of nationality that you can imagine run through my veins. I think for all the continents, the only ones that weren't represented were Australia and Antarctica. But other than that, everything runs through my veins. So I like to think that that's part of the reason why I love cultural festivals of any sort. I love food of any kind. I can barely think of any food that I don't eat other than maybe like I don't like liver, tripe, beets, but beyond that, it's all good. I love music of all kinds, passionate music lover, but I don't know. It's really difficult. Here where I live, I oftentimes have to settle for going to the farmer's market and eating something yummy, listening to whoever is playing, and that's about it. I could go to the movies, but again, it just feels like I'm leaving my house staring at TV to just go to a dark room and stare at more TV. Don't get me wrong, I'm an avid movie lover, TV lover. I love to write. I used to act in high school, and it's a huge love of mine. I have all kinds of movies that I want to talk about actually as soon as possible because they have great themes about love and life that I'd like to explore. But Oh, and speaking of TV, I also watched Black Mirror yesterday and loved that they were talking about social media. There was an episode called Nosedive, and it explores a reality that I'm frightened to see happen for real. It already is happening, except this was to a much larger extent, where everything's based on your likability and your social media presence. And my favorite line was, the main character is played by Bryce Dallas Howard, and her brother says to her, "Look at these people. Nobody is that happy. A 2-year-old with a balloon is not that happy." And it's so true. So, I was having this conversation with someone who was asking me, why did I get off social media? About less than a year ago, my dad passed away, and at that time, I just wanted to disconnect, and I got rid of my social media. I changed my phone number. I knew that the people who really wanted to keep in touch with me would know how, and I knew that I needed something beyond that superficial layer of, you know, whatever, canned smiles and polite pretense. I just don't know. I wanted something meaningful. I wanted for the people who wanted to know me to make an effort to do that and to tighten my circle to those quality people. And I've loved it. You know, the people I've seen, it's a great filtering process to see who would do the work to keep in touch, to share their lives and to share mine. And it's been beautiful. But anyway, so, like I was saying earlier, you might unfortunately, you're going to have to look at my oftentimes resting bitch face and the eye that's one eye is bigger than the other, and the weird thing that my mouth wants to do sometimes. I'm not very symmetrical, but hopefully that won't be a deal breaker. We'll see what I'm going to do to find fun. There's not many options, but I will make this day worth living, and I hope you do the same, whether you're 13-year-old or your significant other or whomever might have abandoned you. Just go out there and get busy living. Have a great one.